Okay guys, here we are. Another update. There's just so many updates left and right. A couple more tips, tricks, details that may be useful, important as I continue to get finer and finer understanding of these mechanics. Number one thing, the sides of the middle of the tongue need to be raised slightly, touching that hinge point that we talked about. And the middle body, middle sides, middle body, the middle body needs to be relaxed. Whole tongue, we know, is set low. We need lots of space in the mouth. But the middle in particular needs to be more relaxed. So we know about the fourth to fifth tooth is the hinge contact point. If we keep counting and we go to say about the sixth to seventh tooth, roughly, I would say the sixth tooth may be the line between the two. We don't want to be fully onto the seventh tooth. That's probably too far back. Now, this isn't a hinge or contact point where I'm just giving you a point to sort of line things up. That part of your tongue in the middle, you want to relax it in a way that it retracts. Okay, retract meaning it'll pull back. You're not trying to engage it. You're not trying to actually pull it back. This is part of the relaxation in the middle of the mouth, the middle of the tongue, also relaxing the back to let it sort of come down, relaxing the top of the throat to let it open up. This is all tied together. That area of that back middle where that center of gravity is, you need to let it retract. Many languages hold this tight. As I get more and more familiar with Spanish, I've noticed that even if I have all the settings in place, I still don't sound quite right because my middle sides are a little higher, my middle body is more relaxed, and this point is retracted. When I can effectively erase that and I can get the middle engaged properly, I sound, as far as I can tell, perfect in Spanish. It's very hard for me to do, and again, it's still mostly in singing. Eventually there will be a video of me showing off my impressive Spanish perfect accent, but that's not today. In particular, I noticed that even if I have my tongue higher, I have my tongue pushed forward, this middle section, in order for me to get it right in Spanish, it feels like I have to take the middle and push it like this. So it feels like it slants forward, it shifts forward in the middle, not just from the back, but the middle itself, and also comes up and sort of flattens with the sides a bit. So what you need to do, probably going to have to not just relax the middle down, but also let it retract back. So it's going to feel like it comes like this, like it's going this way, rather than just down. So again, the whole tongue is low, the whole tongue is back, but that particular point right there needs to relax as well. Tied into that, I've mentioned before how voice placement is not necessarily as big of a thing as it seems to be. You don't have to speak from your chest. However, I do have some students that when they manage to get that nice good sound, and it sounds perfect, some of them mentioned that it feels like their voice shifted to either the chest or maybe like the bottom of the throat, somewhere around here, and they sound better. Of course, breathing also helps. We can't forget the breath. Okay, you want to sort of push out and breathe through it. If you're not getting the result you want, try further relaxing, almost trying to like relax your voice or your voice placement down around to this area. Don't tighten the throat. That's a common mistake there. But just let everything open up and shift down a bit. Relax, lower, 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 more than you think it has to be. Not pushing, relaxing. Let it come up from here. That's another tip that could help. And again, that's tied to this sort of retracting and relaxing that middle back. Now, one other tip, this can also be tied into what I just talked about, or it could be a separate tip, using the dead tongue to find the schwa, right, or the center of gravity. This will probably be a little bit more of a true schwa because everything's going to be kind of dead, but you can actually do 100% dead tongue. So when I did in the phase 0, I did the dead tongue. It actually wasn't 100% dead because I didn't realize that I was very slightly engaging. American English will engage the back of the tongue just enough to where we're not in the throat. Oh, we don't want to be in the throat blocking it. And then the sides will engage just enough to get up on that hinge, and everything is very low and we don't hold the tongue up very high. There is perhaps a degree of exactly how far forward you can come, but you definitely need to make sure you stay low and make sure that you're not so far back that you're in the throat. However, if you do a full true dead tongue, okay, and actually let it go into the throat, even you're not even trying to hold the hinge, you're just like trying to flatten everything out. Don't shape it, don't put tension on it. Just really, if there's any tension anywhere, go to the sides, try to let it go to the middle, let it go to the front, let it go, like we did before, but really let it not just come down, but retract. From there, you can just try to engage the back very slightly, without really changing much else. Get the middle sides very slightly while keeping the middle body relaxed, and just have that little bit of a shape there. Again, breathe through it. Make sure we're nice and open. So that's another way to approach that. One other detail that actually is not about the tongue, the cheeks and the lips. They can actually affect the jaw. As I've experimented more with trying to keep my lips a little tighter in the corners for Spanish, I've realized that if I just sort of tighten the corners here and I sort of get a little bit of tightness in my cheeks. Now for English right here, that's all I'm changing. I sound a little weird just by trying to do that. Number one, that can throw off your sound. But number two, if your language does sort of hold more tightness here, or you hold more tightness in your cheeks, that will naturally actually help keep your jaw up. And so remember, we have relaxed corners, relaxed lips, relaxed cheeks. And that will, instead of really trying to like open the jaw, that can actually help you just get the jaw more open by letting it settle down farther, because you're not holding that tension to help keep it up, depending on your language and where you're coming from. So I hope these tips help you guys, especially for those of you still struggling to get the right sound and the right quality. If so, let me know in the comments. If not, then, well, have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.